How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about one-way flashes in CS2. These are flashbangs that are going to full blind the enemy team, but not blind your teammates. Let's go ahead and dive right in after a word from today's sponsor, SkinsMonkey. But what's SkinsMonkey, you might ask? Well, it's an automated CS2 trading site that provides an instant way for you to get new skins, and all you have to do is select the old skins that you don't want anymore and grab some new ones from the monkey. They also have a 24/7 live support system and some amazing filter and selection features. But that's not all. You could get up to a free $5 when using code TACTICS on the site. And you could also get up to a 35% deposit bonus when using that same code. So don't miss out on this offer. Go ahead and click that link down in the description and check out SkinsMonkey today. Let's get back into the video. Alright, so let's get started with Ancient. The first flash we're going to talk about is from this X right here. You've probably seen this before. If you go down from the right of this dark mark to about here and do a simple jump throw, well, guess what? That flash is going to go on the opposite side of that pillar, and it's going to full blind tons of positions back here on site. And the best part about it, it is a one-way flash. It does not blind your teammates hardly at all, and they can just take these fights. So if anyone's sitting back here trying to take a fight, that flash is going to hit them. They are pretty much going to have zero time to react from this. They're almost never going to even see it. And it's also going to catch anyone that's holding an angle like this, or back here, again, without too much time to react, depending on how deep they are. And hey, your teammates can just move up off the back of this thing and just look at all these blind enemies. It'll even catch someone if they're playing up close in cave. Now, beware, if they're all the way back here, it's not going to catch them. Now, you may be wondering, well, what about those deeper angles? What if someone's holding this position here with an op, or maybe they're deep on cave, or in the forbidden dark position over here, right? Well, there's one flash that'll cover all of those as well. So if you'd rather throw that, you can go right here into this position, and instead of aiming down here, you're gonna go all the way over to this lighter cross right here. It's just gonna be to the right of this brown strap, and you're gonna do a simple jump throw. Your teammates that are up close, they're not gonna get blinded by this thing, but guess what? Anyone dark is gonna get erased by it without much time to react. Anyone all the way back here is gonna get erased by it. Look at that, one-way flash. And of course, anyone on the back side of cave is also gonna get blinded by this thing. So this is a fantastic flash as well. Sometimes I'll throw both of these in like one quick succession, where I'll just do a nice little boom, and then boom, right? And all of my teammates, as they're pushing up, are probably not gonna get blinded by all this, and it's just a fantastic way to pair up a couple flashes. And of course, from that same position, if you've watched my channel for a while, I also like pairing up a nice little left click throw at the top of this fern, and then a left click throw at the corner of this building for a short smoke and a molly. I'll generally throw that before I throw the flashes, and boom, you have a one-man execute that's gonna be pretty potent. Now, when it comes to Anubis, by far my favorite one-way flash is by going right here into this corner and doing a simple left click throw at the center dot above this window. That's gonna fly all the way in through this window, and believe it or not, it is going to full blind almost every single common position on site without blinding your teammates at all. Notice how you can go all the way out, you can have your teammates all the way up here into pool or fountain, and they have completely blinded enemies without any blindness whatsoever. Really, the only way they're getting blind by this is if they're going all the way up deep into sight and looking out this way. And if you calm that you're flashing through window, hopefully they're not gonna do that, and boom, you have a nice one-way flash that's just gonna destroy all these positions while your teammates are completely safe. Now, one thing it's not gonna get is someone tucked up here close on this position. It's a very common op angle. So from that exact same position that you're throwing that one-way flash from, what I recommend doing is a simple jump throw to the left of this crack right here to completely smoke off window, and heaven rather. And then right after you throw that, I generally am going to aim right here on this pot and do a jump throw with a molly to molly out the entirety of the back side. So anyone tucked up here behind the flash playing anti, it's just a completely devastating execute you can do all by yourself. I mean, if you're in this position backside, what can you really do except burn out, get flashed, and get brought right down? One of the most effective flashes on all of Dust 2 is right off spawn. You're going to get stuck into this corner right here and do a simple left click throw from where this piece of wood would intersect with this little light. So just like that, it's going to end up going up here, and all of your teammates from Cat, it's a one-way flash. They are not getting blinded by this thing at all, no matter what they do, and it is going to full white any position here up on Cat. It is a very easy fight for them to take, and now that they can get up here on a very quick timing, if you just bomb a few of those over while your teammates are peeking, there's really nothing that the T's can do. Of course, the further they are back, the more time they're gonna have to see this thing, but overall, they really can't react to it. Now, I also like to pair up a smoke before I throw those flashes. I get in that same corner and do a jump throw right here in the bottom center of that tooth to completely smoke off all of this top mid position, just like that. Once my teammates are about to round the corner, I'll throw a couple of these flashes, and boom, just like that, it's completely smoked off, and they're able to take these easy kills on anyone running up. Alright, so let's take a look at Inferno flashes. Now, everyone loves the good old-fashioned B-site God flash where you get stuck right here into this corner and do a simple jump throw above this barrel. That's a nice flash that isn't going to blind your teammates if they're hugging the left wall, but in order to peek the things that you're flashing, they're definitely going to have to turn from this thing or just completely eat it. Now, there are a couple of team-safe variations of this that I like to throw. Both of them are from this corner right here. Generally going to have your teammates up in front, ready to peek, so you don't have to worry about anyone, being here and interfering. But essentially, you're going to be standing right here, and the first of which you're going to find this window, go down to the bottom left of it, a little bit out, and do a simple left-click throw. That flash is going to end up landing on the inside of the CT corner here, and it's going to completely blind most players on site, while not blinding your teammates so long as they're more on the right side here, peeking towards site. And as you can see, this gets the majority of these positions, except this left side right here of new box. So if they're peeking from there, they're not going to get blinded. However, there's another version of a team safe flash I like to throw where you aim right here at this little door handle and do a left and right click jump throw. Now this flash is not going to blind your teammates at all, no matter what, even if they're on the far side, and it's yet again going to blind most of these positions, including this left side. However, it doesn't get the right, so you kind of have to pick your poison on this, but either way, I think these are really good options if you're taking site. Now, one thing to keep in mind, it's not going to blind anyone up here on Coffin. However, that is fairly easy to clear out. And of course, if you watch my videos, you probably have someone smoking off coffins as well before all of these flashes are being thrown. For example, a coffin smoke like this should completely mitigate all of those angles. Now, one more pretty cool thing about this position is not only can you also throw these flashes, you can pull out a molly and aim in between this little dot right here and the far edge and do a simple jump throw with a molly to completely engulf this entire dark region. As you can see right here, it actually spreads all the way to this far corner, even though it doesn't really look like it would. So altogether, hopefully, your site execute might end up looking something like this, with the dark player getting mollied out into the open, fully flashed, and brought down by your teammates that are not having to even simply turn from a flash. And I know at this point I'm pretty much addicted to showing this off, but I love getting stuck into this corner, doing a right-click jump throw with this red dot, and then making a nice little jump into the window and taking an easy fight onto anyone that's full blind after that flash. I mean, from back here, they really have no idea this thing's coming in. Moving on to Nuke, my favorite one-way flash is being right here on the roof alongside this metal piece and doing a simple jump throw right here at this top divot alongside the railing. That's going to pop straight down and it's going to land back behind these default silos, and what that's going to end up doing is full blinding most of the positions here on the back of site while not blinding your teammates as they're pushing out. This is a fantastic flash to throw. You can pair this up with any sort of execute you're throwing and definitely yield some pretty decent results. And of course, just before I throw that flash, I generally like to do a jump throw with a molly in the exact same lineup to just molly out that backside position. And just like that, you have a pretty potent execute because you're going to be able to take care of all of these positions here. If someone's back behind the molly, if they get flashed and there's no molly there, they can usually tuck up here and get to safety. But if it's completely being incinerated, well, they may have a harder time getting to cover. Now, if your teammates aren't being very helpful, you can do a left click right on the top left of this electrical box, and it's going to land on the outside of the doorway, and it's going to allow you to do pretty much the same thing, but on your own. A lot of times I'll pair up a left click here and then a little shift walk through with this one to where one goes on the left, one goes on the right. It'll also blind people over here towards the vents on Asian, and boom, you've got a nice little 2 flash setup to get yourself out. Now, of course, they have plenty of time to turn, but again, like we've explained, they may have to just turn away, and since you're not getting blinded as it's popping, you can peek a little bit earlier and hope to find a couple of enemies with their backs turned. I would say by far the best one-way flash for B-side on train is getting stuck into this corner right here and going up from where this wire intersects with the top of this steel beam and doing a simple left click throw. That's going to end up landing inside of this lamp, and believe it or not, it is not going to blind your teammates at all. I mean, it barely even half whites them, and it destroys pretty much all of these angles out here on site, especially all these positions out to the immediate right. So if you end up smoking off this region and then throwing that flash, you're going to have all of these players blind without having to worry about really anything. This is a fantastic flash to throw, and all the credit goes to Edwin Scott in my Discord. He found an absolute banger and shared it with me. So if you want to be a part of the Discord and check out all of that, go ahead and click that link down in the description. And finally, for A side on train, easily my favorite flash was found by another Discord user of mine, Zoran, where if you go right here into the middle of this green sign and do a simple jump throw at the top of this electrical box, that's just gonna go all the way up here onto this lip and full blind literally every single position that you could possibly think of over here on A side. It's gonna help you get right out here and take these aggressive duels while your teammates are never gonna get blinded by this thing at all, unless for whatever reason they walk out here and stare straight up at the sky. This is an amazing flash you can throw throughout the entirety of the A side execute, and you're gonna rack up a ton of enemies flashed. Alright guys, so that pretty much completes the list of one-way flashbangs that I think everyone should know in CS2. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment, any sort of feedback you give is definitely appreciated. And before I go, I do want to thank all of my channel members on screen right now. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to do what I love every single day.